Good evening. Welcome back to the Dominican Republic Leading Top Stories. This evening, we are going to talk about a lot of stories all the way from international U.S. dealings to SOSUA right here on the north coast of the Dominican Republic. First, we need to correct a news story that has changed. Initially, it was believed that ATVs would be canceled and no longer permitted to use in SOSUA. That has now changed. The municipality of Sosúa, in partnership with the Sosúa Car Rental Association, made significant progress this Monday in defining new measures that will regulate the four-wheel vehicles in the municipality, ATVs. The initiative aims to guarantee safety and order in the urban center. The regulatory session included the mayor, Willie, Council President Fausto Santos, Architect Norberto Mota, who serves as Urban Planning Director, and Councilors Cholo and Oscar Luis Gomez, among other local authorities. Here are the new requirements for operation. According to Urban Planning Director Norberto Mota, he explained that both rental and private four-wheel vehicles must now meet minimum circulation requirements. They need to have current license plates and vehicle registration, valid civil liability insurance, mandatory use of protective helmets, and vehicle identification with a municipal permit card. Each unit will receive a specific number or identification to distinguish between public use and rentals. There will also be route cards with permitted zones. The municipality will provide owners of four-wheel vehicles with route cards that establish which streets are permitted for circulation, both within the city center and on alternative municipal routes. Mota clarified that not all central roads will be authorized, as certain streets will have restricted circulation for these vehicles due to safety and traffic management concerns. There will be enforcement and penalties. Violations will result in sanctions as outlined in the transit law, including vehicle detention for units operating without insurance, without proper registration, or violating authorized routes. We're not seeking to prohibit four-wheel vehicle traffic, but rather organize it, stated Mota. He also stated the route card will specify where they can circulate, and anyone who violates these provisions will face the penalties established by law. There is a compliance deadline. Regarding rental businesses, property owners have been given a 30-day deadline to approach Asorenzo and process the corresponding permits in order to operate in an orderly and legal manner. The association also urged all those engaged in vehicle rental to regularize their operations and join the trade organization, so this tourism activity can continue developing within a regulatory framework that protects both businesses, owners, and users. There has been a major drug seizure following U.S. Navy operation. In a significant anti-narcotics operation, the Dominican National Directorate for Drug Control recovered 377 packages of cocaine from a speedboat, with authorities announcing they had confiscated approximately 1,000 kilograms or more than 2,200 pounds of the drug after an aerial military strike. Authorities confirmed they had confiscated some of the cocaine transported by a speedboat that was destroyed recently by the U.S. Navy, as the Trump administration carries out a controversial anti-narcotics mission in the Southern Caribbean. The White House says that the flotilla has destroyed 3 speedboats carrying drugs so far in separate strikes that have killed more than a dozen people aboard the vessels. Dominican Foreign Minister Roberto Alvarez urged the United Nations Economic and Social Council to press for a swift and decisive response from the UN Secretary Council to the crisis in Haiti, warning that its repercussions threaten both the Dominican Republic and regional stability. Speaking in New York on Tuesday, Alvarez recalled that President Abender had already appealed directly to Security Council members in June through formal letters and to leaders of China and Russia, stressing the urgency of coordinated action. The foreign minister underscored that any new mission in Haiti must have a strong and clearly defined mandate with diverse contributions from countries ranging from funding and specialized personnel to equipment and technical support. In breaking local news, authorities are investigating the death of a Spanish national, Antonio Jimenez Lopez, 59 years old, whose body was found inside his vehicle on Sunday afternoon in a rural area of northwestern Dominican Republic. Jimenez Lopez died from a gunshot wound to the head. The public ministry has confirmed the case is under active investigation, but declined to provide further details at this time. While local residents identified the victim as a Spanish tourist, officials have not yet confirmed his visitor status. The National Police's Communications Office stated it had no additional information to release. Secretary Rubio meets with President Abender. In a significant diplomatic development, Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Dominican Republic President Luis Abender in New York on the margins of the 80th United Nations High-Level Week, with the Secretary underscoring the strong U.S.-Dominican Republic relationship and commending President Abender's partnership in advancing regional security. The talks addressed Washington's new approach under the Trump administration to confront the insecurity and disruption caused by armed gangs in Haiti. Haitian issue remains central to the Dominican foreign policy. The Dominican Republic is on track to achieve zero hunger within 2 years. In a remarkable achievement for food security, the Dominican Republic is projected to reach the United Nations zero hunger goal within the next 2 years, according to the Food and Agriculture Organization. For now, right now in Sosúa, there are some families that do need food. If you have any donations, you can send your donations to the Lions Club International, because right now they are handing out food. Since Operation Atlantico in the beginning of July, hundreds of people lost their jobs and not a lot of social help has been given to them. And with tourism down for the last 3 months, there has been very little work, no salaries, and very little food for families who are not employed. The situation for some families is worrisome. Michelle Bruquier, Vice President of the Lions Club International here in the Dominican Republic, has helped by packing 300 bags full of food for different people in the barrios. Barrio is a word for neighborhood. Right now, a lot of the people from the Lions Club are sending money. However, the vice president himself is personally funding money from his own pocket. The Lions International Club has been called in to help with food and resources for families in the barrios that have lost their salary and are finding it difficult to feed their families.
Por ayudar, siempre lo hicimos. Ya yo estaba aquí cuando fue la pandemia, yo me acuerdo, ¿verdad? Sí. ¿Verdad? Siempre es un honor, un placer ayudar. Recibimos una llamada y aquí estamos. Gracias a ustedes por recibirnos.
días a todos. Siempre es un gran placer y un honor de ayudar donde podemos. Recibimos una llamada del presidente de la Asociación de las Juntas de Vecinos de SOSUA y aquí estamos. Este nos va a pagar aquí, vamos a empezar a distribuir fundas de comida a ellos que lo necesitan y vamos a ir a otros barrios y quizás vamos a regresar aquí en pocos días. ¿Sí? Esta es la presidente de nuestro club de SOSUA. Si quiere decir algunas palabras.
This is the end of today's newscast. Please go ahead and subscribe so you'll receive a notification when a new video is uploaded.